Hello Internet, and welcome back to the third part of this mini-series using this gravity team I have sculpted over the last few months and have decided to unleash upon the world. Here we go. So it's gone well so far. In the first video we didn't really have many really competitive games. In the second video we had 3 fairly competitive games, got unlucky in the second game, which caused us to lose a critical hit. So here we go. Let's see if we can find a different team to play against, because we've played against quite a lot of Zamazenta and Calyrex up until now, haven't we? Or at least we did yesterday. But here's Alex to give us something different. Alright, well, it's something different, but not what I was expecting. Miraidon and Calyrex, quite a nasty combination. Scrafty is not something you see every day. Entei isn't something you see every day. But I have seen some with Eruption, which I thought have been quite cool. Amoonguss and Roaring Moon. Well then. What are we going to do? So they can have speed advantage over us with the Roaring Moon. I'm not quite sure where the Scrafty fits in here, but maybe we'll find out. Is this a game that Sableye maybe wants to come to? Paralyzed by choice here. No. Yes. Maybe. I'm just going to go Groudon Sandy Shocks with Lunala and Iron Valiant in the back. So it turns out I quite like a Groudon Sandy Shocks lead. Normally with my gravity teams I would have, well, always have Groudon in the back pretty much. But having the instant photosynthesis boost is quite nice. If they lead with Miraidon, then I would have done anyway. But yeah, okay, no, that sort of worked out for us. Sort of. We have like a Terra Water or any Terra on the Amoonguss to potentially worry about. But since I have got speed control on this Sandy Shocks, it does make leading Groudon a little bit more appealing. So yeah, I'm just going to go for a Heat Crash. I'm really going to hope that this Amoonguss isn't going to tear it into anything, because that could really mess us up. Okay, that's great. I'm not quite sure what they were expecting from the Sandy Shocks. Maybe a horrible attack. But the Calyrex is -1. It can't knock either of our Pokemon out in one hit. Probably a Helmet on the gauntlet, on the Amoonguss there. Yep. So if there's specs, oh, ha, okay. All right. Well, we're playing against all the cool moves here, aren't we? Wow. All right then. All right then. I'm not going to knock it. So we played a knockoff Rillaboom yesterday, and now we've got a Solar Beam Calyrex today. That is actually quite nasty. My Iron Valiant doesn't do a whole lot here. Yeah, Lunala has to come in. They're probably going to bring the Miraidon in. We have both still got our Terras. No, okay, that's not good. That's not good. So they'll be faster than my Sandy Shocks. They can Tailwind. They are at -1, but -1 in Tailwind will still be faster than both my Pokemon. So I think I'm forced to Terra Dark here and go for Tailwind myself and protect my Sandy Shocks. Because surely they are Tailwinding here. And if they're not Tailwinding, then they are knocking off my Lunala. Okay. I've gone for Terra Dark on Lunala for two main reasons. One, for Calyrex, but two, so that I can be immune to Prankster Taunts. Okay, so this has to be the Calyrex Terra Ring. Probably something that's going to resist Ghost. Alright, or not, it's just Fairy. I wouldn't think there would be choice specs with Solar Beam. But we'll see what happens here, don't we? Okay, okay, so they are just going to go for a knockoff onto Lunala. Okay, so they don't Tailwind. We don't really threaten their Roaring Moon with a whole lot. Maybe they are choice specs then. Or anticipated a Wide Guard. One or the other. So I don't think, well, Protect and Tailwind is a very obvious move from them, but you never really know where to put your predictions. Because I could just double into the Calyrex now and knock it out, potentially. So I'm going to go for Hypnosis, and I'm going to go for a Gravity. We are in Tailwind, we are faster. If they are choice specs, then they're not going to protect. Maybe they are choice specs then. And, I mean, a +1 Solar Beam, well, nothing's going to appreciate it, but Sandy Shock's oh, they're not. Okay. Okay, well, we're still probably losing Sandy Shocks here then. Well then. So at least we do threaten... We have got close combat on this Iron Valiant, so we do threaten, I think, the knockout. Maybe we don't threaten the knockout. So they're not choice specs, so they could have protected last turn. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do this. Yeah, okay, so here's the protect. So at least we are getting something into the Roaring Moon. Okay, it does knock it out in one. Good to know. And I think this is my last turn of Tailwind coming up. For the longest time I have been playing with a special Iron Valiant with Moonblast and sometimes Focus Blast. Moonblast would be really nice here to hit both these Pokemon. But, well, I think we've got to just try and play the odds, try and play the dice here. I think this is our last turn of Gravity as well. If not, we've got one more turn. Yeah, I thought Miraidon might protect there, but the only other thing Iron Valiant could have done there is Icy Wind just to get a little bit more damage into the Calyrex. If we have got one more turn of Gravity, then I can... Yeah, I can put the Miraidon to sleep still. So, I think we are in a decent position as long as the Calyrex does not get a first turn wake. So, it went to sleep, it tried to wake up. This is its 1 in 3 chance of waking up, because two Moongeist beams should knock it out. Okay, Calyrex. Feels sleepy. Wasn't feeling sleepy. Okay, well that's ended the game then, isn't it? Alright, okay. Yeah. A little bit unfortunate. I feel like this game could have gone better. I mean, obviously it could have gone better. What happened? First turn went alright, knocking the Amoonguss out. Oh, the Solar Beam. That's what happened. I knew there was something that caught me off guard. Solar Beam. Yeah. Okay. Alright, fair enough. Well, yeah, okay. Not the best start then. Solar Beam Calyrex is definitely a cool choice. I'm not sure I'd like it though, because it does, obviously, it does sort of rely on sun being up. But, you know, what are you going to be targeting with Solar Beam? Groudon. Brings the sun for you. Yeah, what else could have... Well, I mean, that just felt like a strange game, but okay. And even though we were in a poor position at the end of that game, if the Calyrex had not got a first turn wake, we could have knocked it out with Moongas Beam the next turn, and Miraidon would have been rolling on its sleep turns, but, you know, the combination of... I would have Icy Winded once, just so that it would have been slower than Lunala. You know, Icy Winds and Close Combats and Moongeist Tunes, I think we would have won the game there. So, a little bit unfortunate. One with... oh, here we go. Here's a Miraidon. A little bit unfortunate with the sleep turn at the end, but them catching me off guard with a Solar Beam as well. But, okay. Now, what I like to do against Miraidon then is lead, surprise, surprise, with Groudon and Sandy Shocks. But the fact they've got an Iron Bundle, which isn't something you see every day, is a little bit scary. We have to have Lunala. And we either have Clefairy here or Iron Valiant. One of my theories. I mean, they've got 4 things in Gravity they're weak to ground. The question really is, do I anticipate them to try and Tailwind with the Farigiraf at any point? If I do, then Clefairy would be nice to have. Clefairy might be nice to have anyway. You know what? Let's try giving Clefairy a chance. So, yeah, it would be interesting to play this in like open team sheet stuff, because obviously my team is different. Alright, not what I expected. I am a little bit scared of the Iron Treads. I don't want them to just swap the Ho-Oh into Miraidon and knock Sandy Shocks out in one. So what I am going to do is Precipice Blades, and I'm going to Terra Grass Gravity. I don't think... Well, if they go for a Fire move into Sandy Shocks, then they do. But they're not swapping anything. So I didn't need to Terra here. Okay, Ho-Oh's protecting. Slightly unfortunate. Could have maybe got a surprise good chunk of damage with Gravity here. And it's knockoff into Groudon, okay. Okay, and their Life Orb. Well... Yeah, okay, so Miraidon probably comes in next. Ooh, wow. I'm actually surprised about that. Iron Tread survives. Okay. Well, again, I'm going to Precipice Blade, and I'm just going to Earth Power the Iron Treads here. Because again, if the Miraidon comes in to give the Iron Treads a speed boost, then it's not going to enjoy taking a Precipice Blades. A lot of Pokemon have been using knockoff lately, haven't they? In the last few games that I've done anyway. Knockoff Iron Treads. Knockoff, as you would expect, on the Roaring Moon. Okay, this is probably a Ho-Oh Terra into grass, maybe. Yep. I'm not sure how much damage Heat Crash does to it. You would expect Groudon, the continent Pokemon, to be a bit heavier. But, Sacred Fire, especially a burn into Groudon, yeah, wouldn't be nice. They don't. Okay, yeah. So, the advantage of this being closed team sheet is I can maybe surprise the incoming Miraidon with an Electro Web, but the downside is, well, the downside just general, I suppose, in open team sheet situations, you know. The tricks that my team has would be obvious as well, but I always liked knowing what my opponent has as well, sort of thing. So it does go both ways. I feel like we've been caught off guard. Like the 2 losses we've had so far, I feel like I have been caught off guard by things like the Solar Beam on the Calyrex in the last game and the knockoff on the Rillaboom in the game before, although I don't know if that would have really made much of a difference to how I played the game there. It was the critical hit really that made more of the difference. So we might be losing both of our 2 Pokemon here, but yeah, this is where I'm thinking, yeah, Iron Valiant would have been better than Clefairy. I was just a little bit worried about their Trick Room mode. We don't know if it's choice specs on the Miraidon on that, or not rather. What do we think might be in the back? Iron Hands, maybe? I mean, it could be anything, really, couldn't it? The Friend Guard will help Lunala. I'm going to Moongeist Beam. Like, Lunala is the fastest thing here. Just in case that is choice specs on the Miraidon, I am going to Moongeist Beam it. I'm just thinking with Clefairy, do I want to protect, do I want to follow me, or do I just want to Moonblast the Ho-Oh? Not that it'll do much damage, but I'm just going to protect. If they, okay, maybe that is choice specs then. If they do target, okay. I was thinking about going for the Meteor Beam. Oh, this game just got actually quite nasty. Okay, so this is where maybe having Moonblast on my Lunala might be better for us. But yeah, if they did target the Lunala there, at least we still have got a full health Clefairy. And we can get the maximum amount of turns from the Friend Guard. It's probably going to be foul play on the Frigirath though, isn't it? The Miraidon in the back is something to worry about. So oh, how do we want to play this? This is, yeah, this is quite nasty. I'm gonna follow me because... Alright. Okay, alright. So they're sacrificing their Miraidon. I'm going for a follow me because I was thinking a foul play would be coming, but I was more worried about the Clefairy getting hit by a Sacred Fire as well, because I don't think one Moongeist Beam would have knocked it out from there. I was thinking about Tailwinding because... Okay, PP is not going to take much damage there. I was thinking about Tailwinding because... If they didn't just sacrifice their Miraidon there, they would have had a free Electro Drift into something. Okay, so okay, that makes sense. They've got a Regenerator on the Ho-Oh. Alright then, well. Do I just Moongeist Beam constantly into the Ho-Oh? Saving my Power Herb for the Farigiraf. Bearing in mind I have got Moonblast on Clefairy as well, so if they've only got Foul Play on Farigiraf, then Clefairy will beat Farigiraf one-on-one. So actually I'm going to go for a Meteor Beam into the Ho-Oh. And I'm going to Protect. Because I think they want to knock out the Clefairy. Although, I suppose, if they go for... if they just double into the Lunala here, then I probably have just lost, haven't I? Although, with a Friend Guard, I could survive a Foul Play. Maybe. Okay. That's... yeah. I did not make... oh! Okay. Interesting way of the opponent to target their moves there. If I had Helping Hand here, then I could just knock that Ho-Oh out. Helping Hand would have been nice here. I have to follow me. Alright, okay. So they're going to get Psychic damage into Clefairy here. Which does a chunk. So now the electric terrain's gone, I could try and roll some dice and Hypnosis. I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to do that. Yeah, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to follow me again. And hope. So we are at +1, and Moongeist Beam will do more damage at +1 than the Meteor Beam at +1. Oh, yeah. I thought it would have been close. Clefairy, yeah, he's going to get knocked out here. That's unfortunate. But the Farigiraf has got Psychic as well, so the Farigiraf would have just won one-on-one. Yeah, well, this has been okay. Yeah, this hasn't been great, has it? I should have targeted the Ho-Oh. So, I mean, I thought it was going to Protect, but, yeah, maybe should have been Meteor Beaming into the Ho-Oh. Because then the next turn, I could redirect the Foul Play away. Oh, alright. That is not what I expected. That really is not what I expected. That burn is really unfortunate. So Clefairy's going to get a knockout here. How much damage does a +2? It's not going to be enough, is it? A +2 thingy. Meteor Beam into the Farigiraf. Yeah, so we do survive that. That burn is really unfortunate. Yeah, not quite enough. Because without that burn, maybe not would have been in Moonblast range, but we could have gone for, well, maybe 2 Psychics would have knocked the Clefairy out as well there. So, yeah, Yeah, that's been quite tough actually. I think this is the first game that we've had where I actually feel like, yeah, that was a legitimately sort of deserved loss. Yeah, that's quite tough to take, that one. I feel like that's a game that I should have been winning. The Iron Treads straight away. Not getting knocked out to the Precipice Blades is quite surprising. Electro Web, Precipice Blades, knocked it out. Precipice Blades, good damage into the Miraidon. If I brought the Iron Valiant instead, I think the game would have been different. So maybe that was my mistake. The burn at the end did not help us. Without the burn, I mean, it is 50-50, so I can't really complain. But without the burn, yeah, I think we could. Well, who knows? Who knows? But anyway, it's been almost half an hour. Now, at the end of the last two videos, my camera has just sort of zoomed out, and you've just sort of seen the whole wall. So, if I say goodbye, is it going to do it again? It doesn't seem so. So, alright, well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I think it was only 2 battles in this video, wasn't there? And I think we lost both of them. So, actually, that's pretty terrible. So, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching it. I'm going to have a think about that last battle, I think. So, yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Please... Oh, there we go. I touched my mouse. It's something to do with me touching my mouse. But anyway, yes. Hope you've enjoyed. Please comment and like and share and do all that lot. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.